Let me begin with a simple question. How do you explain your own mistakes? You were tired. The timing was bad. There was too much going on. When we interpret our own behavior, we instinctively provide context. We describe the pressure. We outline the circumstances. We reconstruct the sequence that led there. We build a narrative. But when we interpret someone else's mistake, the narrative often disappears. They're careless. They're unreliable. They're not that competent. Same structure, different explanation. Psychology has a name for this: the fundamental attribution error. We attribute our own behavior to situations. We attribute others' behavior to character. This is not a moral flaw. It's a cognitive shortcut. Context requires effort. Judgment is efficient, and efficiency feels like clarity. But over time, this asymmetry creates something subtle. We become generous interpreters of ourselves and strict evaluators of others. You might say, I'm hard on myself too. That may be true, but notice the direction of that harshness. When you are hard on yourself, it stays internal. You reflect, you adjust, you promise to improve. When you are hard on others, it becomes external. It shapes your tone, your patience, your willingness to trust. The consequences are different. High standards are not the problem. Expecting responsibility is not the problem. The issue is consistency. If context matters for you, it must matter for others. If results define others, then results must define you. Otherwise, what we call principle is simply preference applied unevenly. There is another layer here. When other people fail, it disrupts predictability, and predictability is how we feel safe. If everyone performs as expected, the system holds. When someone deviates, we experience friction. Labeling careless, difficult, incompetent restores order quickly. A label simplifies complexity. It reduces uncertainty, but it also flattens reality. Because people are not static traits. They're moving contexts, just like you. The uncomfortable question is this: are you protecting standards, or are you protecting control? When our interpretations change depending on who we're looking at, we are not being objective. We are being selective. Fairness is not about how strict you are. It is about whether your lens shifts. When you move from self to other, you don't need to lower your expectations. You need to examine the symmetry of your explanations. The next time someone disappoints you, pause before concluding. Ask one additional question. What context might I be missing? That pause does not make you naive. It makes you consistent. And consistency is the foundation of integrity, not intensity, not sharpness. Consistency.